live chatters and mad hatters. This is Douglas Bloch, Douglas George Bloch, with your 270th session of the Depression Recovery Hour, which was started in 2017, and today's date is June 12th, 2022. We've already had more rain in this water year from October to June than we've had in the entire water year in past years from October to October. It has been wet. And on Friday, it rained 1.41 inches, smashing the previous record of 0.71 inches. If you know anybody has a canoe for sale or a rowboat or a kayak, please call me collect. Anyway, here we are, coming together in community to answer all your questions on mental health recovery. We do not diagnose, we do not prescribe. I am not a counselor or therapist. I am simply a mental health educator who is sharing my experience, hope, and help. What do they say in AA? My experience, hope, and something about my own recovery. And believe me, I've been recovering ever since I've been 18 years old. You miss me, Cheyenne. Well, I miss you too, especially with a great last name like you have. Sir Douglas. There was something called the Sir Douglas Quintet. Thank you, Paolo. Good afternoon from Oklahoma City, of course. The only woman here is older than I am. That is Ann C., Kevin Wilson, ENY. Hey, did any of you see my video yesterday about receiving unexpected help? Boy, that struck a lot of chords in a lot of people. Jason Clulo, hi from the UK. Jason and Lazy Eye Ranch, Jennifer Miranda, there are some people who show up every week, bar none. They are the loyal watchers of YouTube. Now, once again, I sorry to share with you that my YouTube viewership and money continues to go down. It's like the stock market in America, right? 9 out of 10 weeks of losing streaks. Well, we've had 10 out of 10. But a couple of Sundays ago, you guys responded and hit that little dollar sign and made some really nice contributions, which I would love to do again. There it is. And you can also send me a donation at paypal.com because they will not take... Well, thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you for starting this off. I don't want to really sound like I'm being too promotional, but we do need to pay the videographers to keep these things alive. Anyway, paypal.com. PayPal does not take 37% out of every dollar you contribute like YouTube. Just use my email address, douglasbloch@gmail.com. Yes, you're a Patreon. Great. And thank you for Resin Zen. That reminds me, if you go to www.patreon.com, which is a crowdfunding site for artists, musicians, and videographers, patreon.com, and you type in my name, you will come to my crowdfunding site where you can, for as little as $2 a month, become a monthly sustainer of this channel, just as you would your local PBS station or church or whatever you give to. Online support groups, yes, there's something called Lion Rock Recovery. And there's also something called NAMI. And NIMI. Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 online support groups. And you can actually just Google it. Because without support, you know, where are we really? In bad shape. I feel really bad when people write to me and say I have no one. Yeah, Lion Rock. Yeah, that's the name of it. It's mostly for recovering alcoholics and addicts, but they also do stuff with, which is regular, you know, folks with mental illness like us. NAMI is great. Have groups for whole family. Thank you, Paisley Dreams. Yes, they have it's called the Family to Family Support Group in person. Do you need a PayPal account to donate to PayPal? PayPal, you do, but you just set it up in 5 minutes. You just set up and connect it to your checking account. You simply go to paypal.com. And within 5 minutes, you can have your own account where you can send and receive money to whomever you want. Yeah, and you know, we all know who Elon Musk is from Tesla, right? The first venture he got into is creating PayPal with some other people. So it's really... Anybody notice the haircut I got on Friday? Look a lot younger, don't I? Yeah, I mean, I look a lot younger than 96. Don't you think? Oh, by the way, that's because I'm not 96. All right, it's time for a joke. It's time for a joke. Yeah, thank you. They do take a big chunk out if you don't say friends or family. So, I used to get a massage on a houseboat during my bad episode 96, 97. Afterwards, the massage therapist and I became girlfriend, boyfriend. We were doing well for a while, on that houseboat, but eventually we drifted apart. Thank you, Jason. I went to the Star Wars themed restaurant last night. The steak was a bit chewy. I love your jokes, Jason, and thank you for your 10-pound contribution. And Jack Mijas, $5. Thank you, Jack. I don't think you've ever been contributed here before. Maybe you have. I recognize your tent anyway. Where do you live? And please ask a question. How's everyone doing in this awful heat wave here in the Southwest? Well, you're not in the Southwest. You're in the West Coast, my friend. You're in California. Notice your cot. Looks nice. Like, thank you, Sunflower Girl. This nice Jamaican immigrant does a wonderful job. He also has Marilyn Monroe posters all around his office. You like that about that? Okay. Remember, have you read your history books? Remember there was the Age of Enlightenment. Before that, there were the Dark Ages. Why did they call it the Dark Ages? The 1300s, the 1400s, the 1500s? Oh, because there were so many knights. Speaking of which, who invented the Round Table? You know, the Knights of the Round Table, Sir Gawain, Sir Lancelot, Sir Arthur, right? No, it was Circumference who invented the Round Table. All right, those are 3 good puns. You guys better start contributing. 93 degrees in Denver, Corey Pearson. Well, it is 56 degrees in Portland with showers, but it has been around in the 70s. We've had a much, much, much colder spring, usually about 10 to 12 degrees below normal. All right. So Jennifer Miranda, you can sign up with a PayPal account like in 5 minutes. Feel free. Hey, Ishmael Gurley, nice to see you. Merlena Bloom, nice to see you guys. Thank you for being a Patreon. Zen, and what else do we have? Raisin Zen, we have Anne, Raisin Zen. Yes, Cheyenne. Cheyenne and I have corresponded to each other by email. Alex Jones, hope you're doing a little bit better. That was your last video pun, Doug. Very funny. Yes, it was. It shows you're paying attention. My dad is always angry and it affects my energy and emotions. I can't move out, so what should I do? Well, you can just have a way of setting a psychic boundary between you and your dad. See yourself surrounded by gold light or something. Also, you can always leave the house. You can always tell him how it makes you feel when he's angry. How old are you? You look rested today. God, Nancy, you are like Mrs. Perception. I took something called Ambien last night, and I had finally had a good night's sleep. When you have a good night's sleep, it makes all the difference in the world. Yes, I did get a haircut, and I do look rested. How can you tell, Nancy? Yeah, Annie, are you able to kind of share your feelings with your dad and feel safe? What country would you love to visit, Jason? It's easy. Just please send me a round trip ticket to Italy, one of you. Always wanted to go there since I've been 12 years old. I'm now 73. You're 28. Well, congratulations. If I'd give anything to be 28. Well, you're old enough. You're a young adult, and your brain is now developed, so you can tell your dad how it makes you feel. Get those vitamin D levels checked if you're staying inside a lot to avoid the heat. Mine was at 18. My God, you gotta be kidding me. It's supposed to be at least 31 residents, and no wonder why you're depressed. Mornings brutal, I tell you, like getting hit by a train with depression. Yes, I'm going to do a video called Why Are Mornings So Difficult? By the way, Alex Jones, Jason, Lazy Eye Ranch, please tell me why you think mornings are the worst. I'm going to add your stuff to the video I'm doing. Heat dome event is affecting all the Southwest. It's only going to get hotter. Last year, hundreds died in Canada, this time from the heat. Nukes aren't used to that kind of heat. Well, we have had what's called an atmospheric river here in Portland. We've had the exact opposite problem. Rain, 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 rain. But man, oh man, oh man. Remember last year, boys and girls, we had 3 days in a row, 115, 17, and 18 in Portland. Unheard of in the history of humanity. Anyone ever hear of global warming? Global warming, that's what they should call it. Global warming, I love it. Yeah, Salt Lake City is 2/3 dried up. If it goes totally dried up, poisonous dust will surround the whole city. That's going to be the first major catastrophe of global warming. By the way, I don't have that much longer to live, but I can tell you one thing: when I'm dead, you're going to see the coast flood in the United States. There's going to be a mass migration. And what does Congress do about it? What are the governments doing about it? Diddly squat. That reminds me of a joke, but I can't remember what it was. Something about the psychiatrist. No. Anyway, a golf joke. Golf was invented by God to punish those who retire early. Oh, I know. I understand that. Thank you. Angry people are hurting people. You mean people who hurt. Absolutely. High cortisol levels in the morning. Very good. And I got to check my cortisol levels. Thank you. You can talk to him? Well, I couldn't talk to my mother, so I had to just, try to take care of myself. Eventually, I moved to the West Coast, 3,000 miles away when I was 24. I guess I made it out before you did. But back when I was young, in the 60s and 70s, anybody could move anywhere. It cost like $5 a week to have food, and rents were like $45 a month. Now it's much more difficult to support yourself when you're in your 20s. Really sorry to hear that, Annie. Been many times? Well, come on, Jason, send me that round trip ticket. Right. So in the morning, there's a lot of cortisol. Absolutely. Well, let's see how many people we have. Without making a contribution, all I have to do is hit the like button. And I'm always trying to, go for 70 viewers. Now, for some people, have thousands, millions. That's butkus, which in Yiddish means goat droppings. But I think 70 is great. So let's check it out right here. Someone tell me how many people you see on the screen. I see 45. Well, we only have 25 to go, and we've just started. I'm doing okay, John Gaffil, and according to Ann C., I had a rested sleep. The aura block thing might work. Any? Well, that sounds like a good thing. I don't know what it is, but it sounds good. 52, Paisley? Let's hit 70. All I have to do is hit the like button. JYYU7 Hassan. I'm 32 and I'm suffering from morning depression. I can't get out of bed. What should I do? Get thee to a therapist. Get thee to a psychiatrist. Get thee to a nunnery. That was Hamlet. No, seriously, reach out to a mental health professional. If you can't heal it on your own, you can get help. Now, the other thing you can do, and this is for free, you've seen this all, self-care activities to improve your mood. 5 different areas of support: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, lifestyle. On the back it says boost your psychological immune system. All these really cute ways are really time-tested, evidence-based ways to raise your mood. And you can get a free copy. I mean free. I mean really free. Free copy. Copy of this chart. And you know how you do it? It's simple dimple. All I have to go to is my home website, and you'll see on the first page it's a downloadable PDF. Just click on the link and it's right on your computer. So a lot of you probably don't know, but I have my own hub website where I have all the books, tapes, podcasts, websites I've ever done. And if you just click on this link, you'll be taken right to it, and you can download that PDF and see everything I've done, see all my books. And there it is. DouglasBloch.com. Click on that link. I'll try clicking on it. Wow, it takes me right to my website. It says Mental Health Educator. Cool, and it has 6 hours of free video on there. Would someone else like to try clicking on that link and let me know if it works? I'd really appreciate it. Click on that DouglasBloch.com link. Huh. My girlfriend says because your brain is restoring the conversation the night before. Yeah, maybe. Hey, Jack Hendry, the man who has talked to me on the phone. Hit that like button. Thank you, Jack. Says came in and missed the entry joke pun. Southern definitely scratched an inch. Southam. I get thee to a nunnery. I love it. Well, that's just quoting Hamlet. Oh, the entry joke pun was from my video yesterday. I used to date a woman on a house part. Let's try again. I used to date a woman on a houseboat, but we eventually drifted apart. I have lost 20 pounds. You probably can't tell it by going to a mostly vegan diet. One of the things I had to give up were these really nice pizzas, with all these different toppings. But I'll say one thing: nothing tops a plain pizza. Really, simply nothing tops a plain pizza. So I don't eat pizza anymore, but I certainly remember missing those plain pizzas because nothing tops them. All right, Denver is pretty bad with rent too. Yeah, well, everything's bad with rent. Annie, did you like that joke? WHM 1595. I had an adverse affection to an antidepressant, and now my mild depression has become severe. Hey, I had the same thing happen to me. Yes, I was in pain, agony for 9 months. I'm afraid to take any more medication, but I'm not sure what to do. Well, talk to your doctor. My adverse reaction was to an SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Prozac, Zoloft, Lexapro, Celexa, Effexor, those 5. But I can take Wellbutrin and it doesn't bother me at all and it helps. So go back to your psychiatrist and say, this antidepressant messed me up. All right, is there something else from a different class that won't? And try something else. Or use cognitive behavioral therapy strategies like the ones on here. But you should be working, anybody who has depression, anybody who has serious depression should be working with 2 people. One, a psychotherapist. That can be a psychologist, a social worker, a licensed clinical counselor, a marriage and family child counselor. That's number 1. Number 2, you should be working with a prescriber, mostly a psychiatrist or a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. They have an acronym, PMHNP. I love it. I'll write it down for you. The combination of medication and therapy and lifestyle habits, depression can be treated. Great song, Doug. What song was I singing? Dopamine antagonist is Wellbutrin. Thank you. Very good, Resin. Do you guys know other YouTubers like you? Of course, there's amazing people out there doing stuff on mental health. There's a psychiatrist who I'm envious of in Atlanta who has like 1 million subscribers. Tracy Marks. She's very, very good. More clinical than I am, but she's excellent. All right. I've had mild to severe depression my entire life. It fluctuates every day. You're absolutely right. Nothing tops a plain pizza. You like that? Every joke I'm telling you, it comes from you guys. The link works perfectly. We'll go back on there and get that free diagram and explore that. Laugh my ass off, right? LMAO. Thank you for repeating the joke and pun. I got a lot more, and they all come from you guys. It was fun being on Wellbutrin. Well, it's not fun for me. It's just, yeah, calm down, Douglas. Thank you. I was getting a little carried away, wasn't I? Thank you, David Anthony. Always appreciate the voice of reason. And what was I going to say here? Something. Lazy Eye Ranch. Yes, she had a bad withdrawal from Cymbalta. Yes, and Paxil made me want to die. Yeah, Wellbutrin doesn't have the side effects. You're like me. You turned to the SSRIs in a kind of song when you were singing them. LOL. Well, David Anthony told me to calm down, so I guess no more singing about antidepressants. But I was going to share something with you that was important, and well, yes. It's been a really tough time lately for people. 60, wow, that is excellent. Come on, 10 more. Hit that like button. A lot of people have really been in a lot of despair, losing hope. And when you lose hope and you're in pain, you think you're never going to get better. And first of all, what are the 4 words that can save your life? It's like a test. I used to be a teacher. I'm really a professor at heart. And so what are the 4 words that can save your life? Tell me. And these 4 words are repeated on this website. It's called Overcoming Suicidal Pain. I don't have it monetized. I make absolutely no money on it, but you can see Are you having thoughts of suicide? Reasons for hope. Remove all means of self-harm. What does it say? Reasons to stay alive. Are you about to make an attempt? And what does that other one say? Have you made a plan to end your life? Consider this first. I mean, these things, and this is only 6 of the 18 image links on here. As someone who has had serious depression and been on the verge of self-harm, everything on that site, and I mean everything, was taken from my own personal experience, and I'm alive to tell you that suicidal pain is extremely intense, the most intense thing I've ever felt, but you don't have to die from it. I'll say it one more time. Suicidal pain is hell on earth, but you don't have to die from it. You know how? You simply live a day at a time, you keep your head above water, and eventually things will turn around. So, a little bit of words of wisdom from some really tough experience I've had. What do I think about psilocybin? I think it's great. I've always enjoyed it, and it's going to be legal here in Oregon next year in psychotherapy. But it is illegal in other parts of the country. I don't know why. It's so benign, but it is. So I'm not going to tell you to take it. But hopefully one day, like in Oregon, it will be used therapeutically, just like we use ketamine now, right? Ketamine is an animal tranquilizer. Nobody thought it would ever have any use, and it's now, the Menninger Clinic uses it. So psilocybin, TMS, I mean ketamine, TMS, and now psilocybin is around the corner. I wasn't really trying to sing. What does Wellbutrin help with? It's a really powerful antidepressant. I'll tell you what it is. There's a whole world out there with meditation, yes. I work with a psychologist for the past childhood trauma as well as the driving accident trauma, and we do cognitive behavioral therapy. Sure, it does, Sunflower Girl. And I do have 2 videos on what's called PTSD. And by the way, nobody has told me the 4 words that can save your life. Does long use of benzos cause depression? It can, because it basically makes you loopery and lowers anxiety, but long use of benzodiazepines can cause dependence. So if you're on them, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor. All right. Yes, I've calmed down, Dave and Anthony. No more singing. We have 49. We dropped from 60 to 49. Maybe my singing got people. This too shall pass. Thank you, Kelly. That's it. You got it. The 4 words that can save anybody's life. I learned my goals are smarter than I thought. My goats. I thought you said my goals are smarter than I thought. That was very, very cute. All right. Well, let's try another joke from my joke book. Am I on Klonopin and Ambien? I take Klonopin as needed, and I take Ambien as needed. Your singing made me stay. My God. Your 4 words, please help me. Those are only 3, I believe. But anyway, yes, reaching out for support is really key. Oh. Here's one of my favorites. Where did Noah keep the bees on the ark? You know about Noah, the flood was coming. He took 2 of every animal, went on the ark, waited for the flood to die down, saw a rainbow, right? But where did he keep his bees? Well, in the archive, of course. Boy, that's like a major double pen, right? The archive and the archive. Anyway, what else? I told the doctor I didn't want a brain surgery, but he changed my mind. I keep sweeping my floor over and over again. It's called bruminating. And how do Vikings talk to each other in the old days? Very ancient peoples that use Norse code. Well, what do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. And here it is. What do you call an apology written in dots and dashes? Remorse code. Okay, 2 puns on Morse code. Not too shabby. Okay, you guys come up with some. My dad's favorite joke, where does the general keep his armies? In his sleeves. Not too bad. Lagai, Lisa from Alberta, her normal $13.99 donation. Thank you so much. Yes, you guys, 99 cents or above. Just hit that live chat. What kind of books do I read? Nonfiction, The Road Less Traveled by Scott Peck, Reason to Stay Alive by Mac Haig, or that was, what else? Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. I'm reading a book called The Starch Solution by John McDougall about how to lose weight eating mostly starches and grains, which a lot of people think are bad, but they're actually good. Are you out on your bicycle this week, sir? Oh yeah, I had an amazing trip on Thursday before the rains came down. Went all the way down to Milwaukee, Oregon. About a 25-mile ride. Beautiful. Have I tried ketamine infusions? No, but I know people have. Fortunately, my depression has been pretty low lately. Chris, I'm glad you like my singing. I like your name, Raisin Zen. Oh, there it is, Remorse Code. I got it. Very, very funny. Very funny. Why is the strawberry sad? His mom is in a jam. Very good. Never stop singing. I sing badly, but it doesn't stop me. I also love different music. African pop music is fun and uplifting. All right, so look, we need to have a way of you guys going on mic. Wouldn't that be great if we could actually be talking with each other? We're back to 60. I want to hit 70. Please hit the like button. It is now 30 minutes after the other exactly. You are listening to Pastor Doug, a.k.a. Douglas George Bloch, because I was born on George Washington's birthday. Does anybody know George Washington's birthday? If they do, they can tell me what day I was born in. And your regular Sunday Depression Recovery YouTube video hour now been going solidly for 5 years without missing a day. Don't you think I should get some sort of vacation? Why don't you guys send me to Italy? Yeah, I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. I love that joke. Yeah. The original joke I heard, it's hard to put down. Same idea. You don't have any hobbies, all you do is sleep? Well, you might want to get work on your depression then. February 22nd. I love you, Lisa. How do you know that was George Washington's birthday? You must have looked it up. Send some rain to Denver. I've been waiting to start golfing and playing tennis again. Golf always helps you focus and relax. Well, can't you play golf now, or is it too hot? There are indoor tennis courts, by the way. I need help with hobbies. Well, find something you like to do or try something out. Take a class on painting or knitting or, try hiking. Yes, I'd love to go live on TikTok. I was told it wasn't really the right app for me. I'm 73. A lot of those people are quite young, but if you can tell me how to do it, Sunflower Girl, here, why don't you write me and then give me a call. I need to get more exposure. This channel is great, but it's not reaching enough people. What do you call a man with a rabbit in his bottom warren? Not quite sure what that meant. Okay, what just happened? Where is the live chat? Okay. I am trying to find a live chat. Did I close it by mistake when I was trying to... What the hell? No. I hit a button and something got lost and I don't know how to get back to you guys. Oh, there you are. No, that's not it. Oh my God. Hello there. Hello there. Can you guys hear me? Oh, Borman's a rabbit's den, right. Hey, raise your hand if you can hear me. I hit something and I got lost. You can hear me? Okay, can you see me? That's the other question. Okay, great. I must have gotten back online. I hit a button about someone's comment and I lost. Okay, so we're back here again? That was weird. Anyway, okay guys, well, it is now 35 after the hour, and let me see how many people we have. Maybe somebody can tell me. 66? That's great. 4 more and we hit 70. That'd be wonderful if we hit that 70 mark, and also maybe a couple more donations would be great. The guy made the last one for $13.99, and we could definitely use a couple more. 70 people, thank you folks. We have hit that mark at 35 after the hour. Keep hitting the like button, that would be wonderful. All right, that's great. Now we just have to hit about 50 bucks in donations. Once you have a couple of rocks painted, leave them on the sidewalk. Buses, you'll be surprised how you can change someone with a small hand-painted rock. Thank you, Anna. All right. What do you call a man with no arms or legs in a pile of leaves? Russell? Pretty bad, John. So, what were the other videos I did recently? Oh yeah, developmental trauma. Anyone ever dealt with that? And what about Flashback Friday? Do you know that every Friday I'm putting up a new video from the past? Yeah, it's a great video from the past. I work with resin creating keepsakes out of ashes and hair or fur. We discovered other people. I'm glad I found that hobby. What is a resin creating keepsake? You'll have to tell me. Having some oatmeal. Thank you, Pablo Vasquez. Thank you for that generous donation of $9.99. Do you have any specific questions you would like me to answer? just let me know. Pardon me, you look like a monk. Well, I wanted to be a monk. Find something to do that heals you heart, yes, of others while painting rocks. Well, great. Tell me where those rocks are and what do they say? TD Vids, yes, writes me all the time. 22 years old or around there, trying ketamine therapy soon. Wish me luck. You're getting hopeless about my depression. Absolutely. It's easy to get hopeless, but hang on there. Suicidal thoughts have been rampant. Yeah, that happens when you're severely depressed. What is paracetamol, by the way? And by the way, if you are feeling, suicidal, do you know there's a new number starting in July? They're going to have a new number for mental health crisis. You should write this down. Mental health crisis. It's going to be 988. There it is right there. Write that down. All you have to do is call 988. You'll be connected to hotline and suicide prevention centers all over the country, at least in America. Yeah, and call the Samaritans. They're in the UK. And the other thing you do if you're having thoughts of self-harm, go to the website I mentioned earlier, and someone click on that link and also tell me if it works. That would really be right here. Try that website, Overcoming Suicidal Pain. Robles 551, $5. Okay to take anxiety medication every day for someone who has social anxiety disorder. I can't relax ever, even at home. Depends on how much. Ideally, you're supposed to only take that stuff for short term. Although I know people who have taken it long term, you have to talk about that with your prescriber. Who is writing you the prescription, a family doctor or a psychiatrist? And I'm not quite sure why that link doesn't work, but it should. I tried the Wim Hof method. It was a bit challenging for me, thinking of doing the polar bear plunge this year. Yeah, Wim Hof talks about jumping in ice water. Be careful long term, you're right. And I'm going to try, because I forgot to put .com, duh. Let's try that again, guys. Here we are, let's try it a second time. Okay. There we are. There's a link. Someone click on that link and tell me if it takes it to my suicide prevention website. I'd really appreciate it. Right up there. I like that, Mariana Sabino. How many narcissists does it take to change a light bulb? Just one. He has to hold it in place while the world revolves around him. A panic attack while driving on the highway? God bless you. I'm glad you're still here. Oh yeah, Naomi Judd. Yes, I heard about her. I didn't even know who she was, but evidently she was a famous singer. When you're depressed, I am sad. When you're happy, I'm glad. But when I see you, I'm always smiling, especially when you're an angelic. Well, that's me. Thank you, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's what you used to say in the old days. Thanks, man. How are you doing, man? Can I create a new brain? I think Alex Jones said. If I can find it. Can you get a new brain? Well, I've been working on a brain transplant therapy. I'm really close, but it hasn't really happened yet. But you can heal the brain you have, or at least make some changes. There's something in psychiatry or neuroscience called Anybody know what that means? Neuroplasticity, guys? Yeah, and you can go to Tracy Marks and Noah Thomas, although I don't know if he's making any now, but he used to make some really good videos. Haven't heard from him in a while. Oh, Germana, nice to see you back. The ability of the brain to adapt, absolutely, not only to adapt, to repair itself. CPSD, complex PTSD sucks and is very hard to treat, but it can be treated. Altrex is an anti-anxiety that is non-habit forming. Really? Oh, it works like Benadryl. Yeah, right. I got that. Where do donations take money from? Well, if you make a donation, you put on your credit card, and that's where it comes from. Google takes 37%, but if you want to donate directly, go to paypal.com. In the summer of 1920, I hung myself. If the tree branch hadn't broken, it would have been lights out. Well, that's divine intervention value in you. Tracy Marks is very helpful and very knowledgeable. Have you ever heard of ACT? I've got a couple of books on it. What is it? Acceptance and commitment therapy. That's what it is. I don't know, Bob Ross, what are the two most common actions you take, Douglas, when you're experiencing anxiety? I run, and I run. And I call a friend. Those are the two things I do. Hey, good evening, Tony. Guess what? I'm going to send you a chess problem solution that I want you to send off to the Winton chess people again, so my friend and I can join that competition. So Tony issue, be on the lookout. For a new chess problem. That was really good timing because my friend and I solved the problem last night. GT, I walk my beagles to get out of anxiety. Well, that's good. Connecting to the beagles and also exercise. Thanks for being consistent. One thing I am is consistent. Thank you, Lola the Frenchy Swan. Well, Altrex, I should God, I should recommend that to my friend. What are you having for late lunch today? Well, I'm having oatmeal right now and beans. 12:46, 3/4 of the way through the hour. And what is Bob Ross? I'll have to look him up. I'm looking him right now. Is he a YouTube person? Oh, he does painting. He's the guy who does painting on PBS. Yeah, I've seen him. Very cool guy. Yeah, a painter. Yeah, yeah. I see him on. Oh, he was a TV painter. Okay, well maybe he's not doing anymore, but he was really, really good. He's been dead for 30 years. Well, there you have it. I guess I must be seeing some reruns. I don't watch TV, as you can tell, very much. But I did see his shows when he was doing them. Really? Do I still take meds? Yep. A couple of mood stabilizers and an antidepressant. Hey, thank you for showing up, little guy. I love you. Come visit Portland sometime. This company puts all those YouTube videos on for free. Well, good for them. An amazing painter. Okay. Another joke, and then we have to talk about some other principle. How do you make an egg roll? You push it. I had to get a loan for an exorcism. They said if I didn't pay it back on time, I'd get repossessed. Oh, don't you love that pun? I'll say it again. I had to get a loan for an exorcism. They said if I didn't pay it back on time, I'd get repossessed. Now that is a great pun. So, getting back to my video on Friday, what about exercise? Does it help you guys with anxiety or depression? It's very, very effective. The narc joke. What was the narc joke? I didn't know what it was. As a new kid to your country in the early 70s, I love Bob and I love Lucy. Well, that's nice. Everyone is special in the world. You're right. When was the worst depression? 1996, 1997. Any you're special? Maybe some of my videos would help answer that question. You have an important purpose. Absolutely, absolutely. So, any last questions? And maybe one or two last donations would be helpful, as it's 12:50. 10 more minutes in the Depression Recovery Radio Hour or Video Hour every Sunday at noon for the past 5 years. This is Douglas Bloch hosting this video live chat. Did I go to the psych ward? Yeah, 2 of them. Are you bipolar? Yes, I'm bipolar. I love the North Pole and I also love the South Pole. Therefore, I am bipolar. Yes, bipolar 2. TWO. Wow, you are a sewer, a tailor. That's wonderful, Lazy Eye Ranch. I could use some repairs of some of my shirts. Bob Ross was a drill sergeant and he hated so much that he vowed never to yell again and he became a painter. Wow, what an interesting person. Thanks, Carissa. I don't know what the narc joke is, Carissa. You'll have to tell me. I'm just looking over your comments just to see if I've missed any. Yes, Ambien is a drug similar to benzos, but it is for sleep. Divine intervention, Doug. Yes, I know your name is Simon, but I didn't want to let people know. But now that you've said so, yes, Simon, divine intervention. I'm definitely going to send you that information, and please, please, please return my email. You'll be getting it tomorrow. All right. I think I've answered all of your questions so far. Any more? And thank you guys for helping each other out. Exercise is fantastic. Now, the week before then, I had a Flashback Friday, an old video called How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain. Has anyone ever seen that? There were 2 circuits in the brain that create anxiety. One is the prefrontal cortex over here, and the other is the amygdala. The prefrontal cortex is the newest part of the brain. It's the thinking brain. It can see, plan for the future. And over here, the amygdala, this is called the sentinel of fear. It's very primitive. It's in the mammalian brain. And every time, it basically helped us survive on the Serengeti when wild animals were ready to attack and kill us. We would be on high alert. And as soon as we saw something that looked like a wild apple animal, we ran away. So the problem with the amygdala, and amygdala is a word that means almond because it's almond shaped. AMYGDALA, is that often it can get overactive, like an on button that's stuck, and then you become super fight or flight or anxious. This kind of anxiety cannot be healed with cognitive behavioral therapy because all these chemicals, cortisol, adrenaline, are cruising through your brain and making you hyper. And the only way to deal with it, 2 ways. One is intense exercise, running around the block, and the other is to Uh, by the way, I guess I've never had a son, but if I did have one, he'd be a chip off the old block. All right, and the other thing to do is deep breathing. Breathe in, it's called square breathing. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. It's called square breathing in exercise. And taking a Xanax or a Klonopin or an anti-anxiety medication can help temporarily limit the fight or flight. Not a long-term solution. Yeah, meditation, very helpful for anxiety. Did you hear about the crazy rumor about the Butter family? Nah, forget it. I shouldn't spread it. Okay, that was very bad. Thank you very much. All right. Resin Zen, I'm getting a vitamin D3 supplement with K2. The two work together. You're 13? No, you're 18. Well, that's still damn young, Resin Zen. You've got a whole life ahead of you. Wow. And you're a good soul, so I'm glad you're here. You fixed your broken swamp cooler. I don't know how you cool swamps, actually. All right, motivation, where to find it, discipline, where to find it. Well, motivation, wake up in the morning and have something to do. Discipline, if you love something enough, you'll do it every day. Michael Collins, nice to hear from you. God bless you. Even if you don't swim, you can go to shallow water and do aqua walking. Yeah, it is refreshing. Thank you, Ana Gomez. What has helped me the most in dealing with depression? 2 things, other people and exercise. Have I fully recovered from depression? Nobody fully recovers, but I managed it well enough. Most days my mood is between a 4 and a 6 in terms of a scale of 10. 4 is mildly depressed, 6 is feeling pretty good, 7 is feeling really, really good. When I do a bike ride, I'm a 7. Yes, I did go to the psych ward, that's right. All right, we're back to some of the old comments. Yeah, you're 55 and your vitamin D level is 18. That was your vitamin D level, not your age. Well, 55 is still young when you're 73. Severe health anxiety? No, I don't, but I know a couple of people do. It's a real bear. Thinking that you're sick when there's nothing wrong with you. It is 12:56. At 1:15, I have an appointment with my personal trainer. He's actually coming to my house. I've set up my garage to do, with bands and ropes and what's called a TRX and weights and kettlebells, so we can work out. And when you get over 70, you lose 3% of your muscle mass for every year you live. If you don't do strength training when you're over 70, you're going to shrivel up. And you know what entropy is, right? That's how we die, right? Everything breaks down over time, and eventually the whole thing stops, meaning our bodies. But when you're younger, who gives a hoot, right? You still got like 70% in the tank. But after you hit 70, and Nancy can attest to this, you've got to do something really to try to slow down the aging process. Cut the sugar and the caffeine, always a good idea. Well, we have how many people here? 61. Let's try to get up to 70. Hit the like button, you guys. And another donation would be very much appreciated. I'm going to show you something. Have I ever heard of hormone replacement therapy for aging, anti-aging? No. I'm suspicious of it. Before I go, I'm going to show you something that you're going to really appreciate, but I got to grab it. Training at your house, you're so fancy? No, it's just a garage with a couple of, weights and bands. Nothing fancy at all, Carissa D. Just very resourceful. I'll be right back. Many of you know that I had a beloved cat named Bruce. He was a Persian, died in September, really miss him, wanting to get a new one, and someone named Jennifer sent me this card. Doesn't that cat look great? Do you know what kind of cat that is? I found out it's a Russian blue cat. Anyway, it says in here, the awkward moment when you realized that your mother was right about everything. But then the woman said, the amazing moment when you realized that Douglas Bloch was right about everything, especially when he said, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. Thank you for your books and videos and for being a part of my mental health recovery. But what I love about this card that I got sent is that cat. That cat is worth, you have to pay $800 to $1,000 to get that cat. What do you think? Do you know about this breed, Russian blue? Look at those eyes. He does look amazed, doesn't he? He's a cool fellow. How do you cope when you feel lonely and feeling lost with no direction? Well, you got to reach out for help and support. Support groups, a friend. Russian blue, how do you know that, Resin Zen? Anyway, they're purebreds and they're expensive. He's very cute, Henny, don't you agree? Extremely cute. Did I ever try CBD oil for anxiety? No. When I was anxious, CBD oil had not come out yet. $800? Yeah, the really purely bred ones can be up to $1,500. Isn't that crazy? Anna Gomez, I'm the sole caretaker of my 91-year-old father. Good for you. I no longer walk. It has affected me in so many levels. Appreciate your freedom to do something with your time. What a brave soul. I guess you can't afford to have someone like a caretaker take care of your dad some of the time so you can get a break. You're a very, very loyal daughter. But it might be nice if you get some help. You can find them in shelters. Are you sure? Russian blues? Although someone found Bruce in a shelter and he's a Persian. They cost about $800 new. Yes, have a good week, everyone. This is Jax Henry. Pastor Doug, good luck with your exercise. Thank you. My password is R2T2, but I became stuck when they introduced a tick box to say, I'm not a robot. That's very funny. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. That's very clever. I've always wanted a Hemingway cat. And what is a Hemingway cat? Related to the writer? You're a benzo survivor here? Good work. How did you taper off? Yeah, JYYUU. Go find a therapist if you can. How do you do it in PayPal? You go to paypal.com and sign up and just put my email address. There you have it. Huh. Hemingway cats have a lot of additional fingers on their paws. There are a lot of the Key West, hence the name Hemingway cat, because that's where Hemingway used to live. Thank you. Keep going and never give up. Sending love. Thank you, Carissa D. That was to Veroniki, or Veronique, whatever. Veronique. Hemi cats were polydactyl, and there are still offspring with that trait. Extra toes. Thank you, Lazy Eye Ranch. God, some of you know about cats. Day after day, pure hell, but I made it. 5 years, cold turkey. Well, White Eagle, congratulations. That's a tough thing to do. I had one of my clients had to be hospitalized for 7 months in a treatment center to get off Klonopin. All right. My old sister had a cat from the pound who looked exactly like that. Gorgeous cat, fur thick like velvet. You're absolutely right. Okay, you guys, I want you to send me some good energy. I want Joan and I to find a cat just like this to replace Bruce. Bruce was a long hair. It was very difficult to groom. This guy is a short hair. He's worth a lot of money from a breeder, but I was told we can find him in a pound. Focus on this cat being on my lap here on a Sunday afternoon. Thanks. All right. So it is now 1:02. I'm getting ready for my strength trainer. If you can donate right before you guys sign off, you got about 10 more minutes. You can keep talking with each other. Thank you, Carissa D. Where do you live? Thank you for all your energy and positive energy. So I'm checking out, not permanently. I'm just leaving for my trainer. I'll be here next week, which is the 19th of June, my cousin's birthday, Juneteenth day, and one day before the summer solstice. Boy, we are really, really close to summer. I pray for your velvet kitty. Yes, yes. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. I said that pretty good. It's a British short hair. Thank you, Marlena Bloom. I'm going to show this to I think one of my neighbors has a British short hair, so I will go check her out. Okay, talk to you guys later. Keep talking amongst yourselves. Until we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery.